Hello Gaudi class and welcome to Maths. As always, I would like you to take 4.5 minutes to do your arithmetic. So pause the video and time yourself. It shouldn't take you more than that, but if it takes you less time, then use your 4.5 minutes to see if you can find any more answers to the extension. When you've done that, come back to me and we'll go through the answers. Challenge 1. 10 take away 2. So I have 10, take away 2, and I've got 5, 6, 7, 8 left. I like using my fingers to help me because I can take them into any lesson with me. 9 add 4. So I've got to put the 9 in my head and the 4 on my fingers. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 3 lots of 5. So we know how to count in 5s now. So 5, 10, 15. And for the extension, we've got something, take away something equals 0. So I keep saying to you, just make sure you start with something that's bigger than the number you've got to finish with. So if we start with 1. So 1, and I want to have none left when I finish. So how many do I need to take away to get none? I need to take away 1. Let's have 5. So if I start with 5, again, I need to take away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to have none. Ah, that's really interesting. I'm taking this away the same number again. So I wonder if that works with 7. 7 take away. So I think the answer is going to be 7. So if I've got 7 and I take away 5, 6, 7, I've got none. And that will work for any number. So I could have 25, take away 25. It would equal nothing, because as long as I take away everything I've got, I'll have none left. I could do 100, I could do 1,000, take away 1,000. I could do 1,000,000, take away 1,000,000, and I still have nothing left. Let's have a look at challenge 2. 15 divided by 5. So I'm going to use my 5 times table to help me, and I'm going to count in 5s until I get to 15, because that's the biggest number in the division. The biggest number is at the beginning. So 5, 10, 15. So that's 3. So if I had 15 counters and I put them into groups of 5, I would have 3 in each group. 5 groups, sorry. Something times 10 equals 70. So again, I've got my answer 70 and I'm counting in 10s. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So the answer is 7. 45 add something equals 72. Now, I can't count on for that one. That's very tricky. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 72 take away 45. And I know it says it's an add question, but I've got to add these two numbers together, which means I've got to take away. Right, and I can't do 2 take away 5. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 71, 72. And I've got to take away 5 to start with. I can't. So I'm going to swap one of my 10s for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I've still got my 72. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72. So I haven't changed my number. I've just changed what my number looks like. Now I can take away my 5 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I can take away my 4 10s. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I have got 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27 left. So I think my answer is 27. Now, because I found that quite a tricky question to do, what I'm going to do, I'm going to just get rid of that for a moment, is I'm going to check that that is right. So I'm going to put my 45 plus 27 into my question and see what happens when I add those two together. Now, I hope that the answer will be 72, because that means that 27 is the right answer. So 5 add 7, so 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So my 2 goes here and my 1 goes here. And then I've got 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, good, I got it right. So it's always good to check your work, especially when your work starts getting complicated. It's just good to know that you did it right. Right, my extension, something, groups of something equals 24. Right, so if I had one group and I put all 24 into that one group, I would have 24. If I had 24 and I'm going to put them into groups of 2, okay, I'm going to do it a bit backwards. I'm going to do my multiplication for my groups of, because I don't want to keep writing groups of. So groups of 2, and I've got to stop at 24. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So that's 10, 22, 24. So 10 and 2 more. So that's 12. So I would have 12 groups of 2. I can also, because multiplication is commutative, write that the other way around. So I would also have 2 groups of 12. And I could do the one at the top as well. And I would have 24 groups of 1. There are other answers as well. You could have 3 groups of 8, 8 groups of 3, 6 groups of 4, or 4 groups of 6. And those are the answers you can have. Let's have a look at today's work. Today, we're going to be looking at dividing by 5. And what's really interesting is we are going to be using our 5 times table to help us. So I've just said we're going to multiply by 5. We're going to use a 5 times table to do division. Mrs. Gabella, I think you are confused today. Let's see how it works. So Whitney has 10 cubes and she's going to share these into 2 equal groups. So she's going to I need to find a super fast way of moving these, and I haven't found one yet. I'm going to cheat a little bit, and I'm going to move those 2 together, and then I'm going to move those 2 together. And I'm just going to check that I've done that right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, Mrs. Gabella. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's me trying to be clever, not working. Right, so how many cubes will she have in each group? I believe she's got 5 cubes in each group because I got it wrong. So she's got 5 cubes in each group. So she's got 10 altogether. She's divided that into 2 groups and she's got 5 in each group. So 10 divided by 2 equals 5. Can you say that with me? 10 divided by 2 equals 5. On to the next one. So Whitney has 15 cubes. And she's going to put them into groups of 5. So not 5 groups. She's going to put them into 5 groups of 5. So she's going to take 5 and she's going to make it into a group. She's going to take another 5 and make it into a group. And then she's going to take the last 5 and make it into a group. So you can see she has got 3 equal groups. Because she's cubing them in 5, grouping them in 5, we could use our 5 times table to help us get to 15. So 15 is our answer because that's how many cubes we've got all together. So if we're counting in 5, we've got 5, 10, 15. We can see that's 3 groups. That's how our 5 times table helps us. So she's got 3 equal groups of 5. She started with 5 cubes. She started with 15 cubes. She's made 3 groups and there are 5 in each group. So 15 divided by 3 equals 5. Can you say that with me? 15 divided by 3 equals 5. Let's see what we're up to now. So here are 20 counters and Jack is going to share these counters into 4 groups. So I'm going to try and be clever again, see if I can actually get it right. I'm going to put 2 in this group and I'm going to put 2 in this group and 2 in this group. Trying to get a little bit clever. 2 in this group. Oh, I can still do this again. 2 in this group. 2 in this group. 2 in, those don't want to move. 2 in this group and 2. What did I do? 2 in this group. And then I can put one in that group, 1 in that group, 1 in that group, and 1 in that group. And hopefully I've got the same number in each group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So before I show you, see if you can write down the division sentence. So how many did you have to start with? How many groups have you made? And how many in each group? So we had 20 to start with. We have made 1, 2, 3, 4 groups, and there are 5 in each group. So we have put them into 4 groups. This time, we're going to group them in 5s. So we're not going to put them into 5 groups. We're going to put them into groups of 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a nice one already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2. Excuse me. Shh, don't tell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Too many counters. So we've got 20. How many groups of 5 are there? There are 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 groups. Can you write the division sentence? So how many did we start with? How many groups have we made? And how many in each group? Pause the video if you need more time. We had 20 to start with. We have got 4 groups and we have got 5 in each group. And again, we could have used our 5 times table to find the answer. So if we had 20 counters and we were putting them into groups of 5, the first group would have 5, the second group would have 5, the third group would have 5, and we would keep going until we got to 20. So 5, 10, 15, 20, we'd end up with 4 groups. We can do the same with arrays. So we don't have to be groups. We can have a look because they're sort of grouped already for us. These are grouped in columns. So we have got 2 columns and each column has got 5 counters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have got 5, 10 counters altogether. And we can do the division the other way around. So we start with a big number, 10. How many groups have we got? Well, we've got 1, 2 groups. And how many in each group? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same again. So see if you can do this one. And then come back and do it with me. So pause the video, see if you can do it, and then come back. So we have got 1, 2, 3 rows, and each row has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in. So we've got 5, 10, 15 all together. So when we do our division, we've got the biggest number at the front, so that's 15. We have got the number of groups, that's 3 groups, and then we have got 5 in each group. So this number goes from the end of the multiplication, it's the answer, to the beginning of a division. It is the biggest number. And again, see if you can pause this one and do this without me, and then come back and we'll do it together. 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns. Each column has got 5 in. So we've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So 30 divided by the number of groups. So we had 6 groups and there are 5 in each group. So 30 divided by 6 equals 5. And again, you can see the answer when we did the multiplication has become the number at the beginning of the division. Now, this looks like a super scary question, and I'm going to show you why this is not. So this is actually easier than division. We've got a question missing. So we know that we've got to start with the number, we have the total. We put it into number of groups, so 4 groups, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we've got 5 in each group, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's what we know. We've got 4 groups and there are 5 in each group. So now what we've got to do is work out how many we had to start with. So we have 5, 10, 15, 20. So although it looks like a division sum, because the big number is missing, we can actually do it as a multiplication sum. So something 4 times 5. 5, 10, 15, 20. 4 times 5. So again, in this one, we've got the first number missing, and it looks scary because it's a division sum, but actually, if we do 7 times 5, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, we get our answer quite quickly. So 35 divided by 7 would be 5. So if you had 35 counters and you put them in 7 groups, you'd have 5 in each group. And we can do the same again. So pause the video, see if you can work out what number goes in there. Remember, it looks like a division, but what we're actually doing is we're multiplying these two together. So 9 times 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. not as painful as it looks. Right, your turn. For challenge 1, there are 20 counters. So you need to get yourself 20 of anything, 20 pieces of pasta, 20 pencils, 20 counters, 20 anything you can find, 20 toys, 20 bricks. And you are going to put them into groups of 5. Okay, groups of 5. So you're going to get 5 of them and put them in a group. And then another 5 of them and put them in a group. And then another 5 of them and another 5 of them until you've run out of counters, bricks, pencils, whatever you're using. So how many groups can you make? And it says how many counters will be in each group? The answer had better be 5 because you're making groups of 5. So that's an easy one. If the answer's not 5, something's gone wrong somewhere. So this is the one the trickier one. This one, how many counters in each group? 5 because you're making groups of 5. And the next one, you've got 30. So you've got 30 counters here. You've got 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. You have got 30. And you're going to divide them into 5 groups. And if you look carefully, they kind of sort of are in 5 groups. Kind of sort of are. 3. Pretty pattern, don't they? 4, 5. So how many have you got in each group? And then that number is what you would multiply by 5 to get 30. So I've kind of helped you out a bit there. Challenge 2. There are some sweets there. And you've got to share them between the 5 party bags. Okay. So first of all, you've got to count the number of sweets. That's the easy part, how many sweets there are. Then you've got to count the party bags, and I've just told you how many party bags there are. And then what you've got to do is you've got to share those sweets between the party bags. So you might, again, need to find something to help you. You might need to find something that you can move to pretend to be your sweets and pretend to be your party bags. Because if you can manipulate objects, it's much easier to remember what you're doing. So count out how many you need. I'm not telling you, although the answer is on the screen. And then your party bags and see if you can work it out. So there are how many sweets in each bag, and then you're going to do your division, which is 15 divided by, and that's how many party bags you've got, and then how many in each party bag, which kind of tells you how many sweets you've got as well. And then you've got an array there. So you've got 5 in each row. How many rows have you got? And that'll be the same number there. Challenge 3 is another array. Again, in columns, you've got 5 in each column. So how many columns have you got and how many counters have you got altogether? And then can you change that into your division question? And remember, this isn't very difficult. This number, this big number that goes at the end of your multiplication is the one that goes at the beginning of your division, which kind of is a bit cheeky because then you can work out where that one's got to go. And then there are some that look like they're division sums on this side, and they're not. So these ones are, but if you use your 5 times table on this side and stop, this is your answer. So 5, 10, 15. So that's your answer. So again, count until you get here. With these ones, it's the other way around. So you're going to need to start with 7 fingers and count in 5s, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So these ones, you're going to count until you get to this number. And with this one, you're going to count your fingers first. Okay, so these ones are your multiplication ones. I'm going to put that in brackets so you remember. Shh. Then you've got an extension. You've got 2 extensions like you normally do. So Annie buys 5 lollipops and they cost her 50p. Not 50p each, the lollipops cost her 50p. So all 5 lollipops cost her 50p. So how much do 2 lollipops cost? Okay, so you've got to work out what 1 lollipop costs, and then from there work out what 2 would cost. And there was a nice fun game for you to play. So you've got 5 digits cards there, 5 number cards there, and you've got to use those to make as many division and multiplication sentences as you can. So you have got to add in a multiplication sign a division sign, or equals. So something times something equals something, or something divided by something equals something. So for example, you could have 2 times 5 equals 10, and then 10 divided by 5 equals 2. I'm not sure how many there are, but you know very well, as soon as I have stopped recording this video, I am going to go and play this game and find out. And I will see your answers on Tapestry, and I will see you for our next lesson.